Hey guys, how's it going? We're at the start of 2020, and we're actually coming up on getting ready for our next season of Nerd Variety Podcast. But before we do that, we're gonna kind of start the year like we ended last year. So, except opposite. So instead of reviewing the year, we're gonna talk about what we're looking forward to this year, and well, not always looking forward to, but what our expectations might be for the year. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into a few honorable mentions, just some things, games, since I'm going to be covering that topic, that I don't think we'll have time to really discuss at all in our podcast for our first episode. So, right now I'm just going to get right into a few of these things. So, first off, we have the new Assassin's Creed. There have been leaks and stuff about it recently. And I'm really excited to see about it. I'm not sure if it'll be at E3 or before that. I kind of hope before that because E3 always feels so far off. But we just have to wait. It's they've been saying it's gonna be Vikings and everything, but I remember there are always kind of leaks about that kind of stuff, but who knows? I'm just kind of excited to see what it looks like and if they're going to change the direction again like they did with Origins, since this is the first time since then that they've taken that extra year-long gap again. Another thing along the lines of Assassin's Creed is Gods and Monsters. I'm really interested to see what that's going to be because that's the same team that worked on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I enjoyed in a lot of ways, just not necessarily. It felt very different. From anyone that has played the game will tell you, it felt very different from the other Assassin's Creed games. So I don't really have any expectations for it, except that it'll be solid, a fun and solid experience. I imagine they're going to be basically taking the elements that made Assassin's Creed Odyssey really fun and enjoyable, and just kind of, really, they're going to take a lot more creative liberties with it, and just it'll be supposedly limitless. They can do whatever they want since they're not trying to be as grounded as Assassin's Creed, even though it's been a little flimsy on Assassin's Creed being grounded in reality. Skull and Bones is another one. A lot of Ubisoft games I'm talking about, but I don't know. That's I looked up games that are coming out this year, and that one's supposedly on the list again. It's been on the list since 2017 when it was first announced. So I don't know. I've lost enthusiasm for it over the years. And then so this is probably controversial and always is. It seems to be when I bring it up. I'm not super excited about the Final Fantasy VII remake, so I'm not really going to talk about that in the podcast. That's why I'm talking about it here. I've never it looks fine, it looks good and everything. I've never gotten into Final Fantasy at all. And I'm sorry if I pick at my hair randomly. It's doing weird things on this side, as you can see. It doesn't like to stay in place. Anyways, another game I keep seeing stuff about is Bleeding Edge, and I'm really not sure what to make of it. It looks good. It could be a surprise hit, or it could really just fly under the radar for everybody. It's Ninja Theory that's doing it, and so that's a really big plus. They did Devil May Cry and other things. I don't remember, but I remember they're a really solid team. So I'd trust them to come out with a really great game. The biggest restraint for me on Bleeding Edge is that it may just be in style and nothing else, but it reminds me a lot of Battleborn from what I can remember, and that kind of makes me nervous, especially since I think Overwatch 2 might be coming out this year, so it may be a lot like Battleborn if that's the case. But again, it doesn't necessarily look exactly like Battleborn because from what I've seen, it looks to be all hand-to-hand combat, melee combat focused instead of guns and everything. So it'll be interesting. I'm very interested to see what it looks like. Godfall is another one that's going to be... It's the only thing that I can tell that I know for sure seems to be coming out this year as a launch title for the PlayStation 5. And I don't know, honestly, it looks to me like just another launch exclusive, or a launch title. I guess technically both, but yeah, it doesn't look all that good. I personally never really got into like Bayonetta, and I know it's Platinum Games. Platinum has done some really great games. I haven't really played a lot of them. I'm pretty sure it's Platinum from what I remember. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really look like a standard, like a regular high quality PlayStation exclusive to me, and I think it's just there to be a launch title for the PlayStation 5. And they're to me, I don't think launch titles for PlayStation are they're rarely that amazing in my opinion, but you have some every once in a while, I guess. And the last one I want to mention, just because yeah, Predator Hunting Grounds. It looks entertaining. I think it'll be fun, but I don't really see it having a lasting appeal. And maybe it was. I kind of have to watch other videos sometimes to see, because I get my own hype for certain games, and then other people kind of come by and show me like, oh yeah, well it looks like this, and it kind of has. I'm like, yeah, I guess that kind of brings me back down a little more realistically. So it looks. I am comparing it almost to Evolve, because it looks to be like that. Hopefully better than Evolve, but it looks like you might have fun for like a dozen matches or so, and then you're gonna get kind of bored and it's gonna be really repetitive. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll be good. I'm interested to see if they come up with a way to make it really replayable for a while. Because I would love that. But I just don't know at this point. We've seen so little, it seems like. But anyways, those are a few honorable mentions for coming up in the year 2020. The rest of the things that I am knowledgeable about right now and that I'm looking forward to, we'll discuss in our podcast that we will be recording on the 17th of January 2020. That'll be our first one, and it'll be out probably the 18th. So thanks, guys. Look forward to that, and I hope to see you in Season 2 for 2020 of Nerd Variety Podcast.